Innovation for a better society should be our collective duty. While most of us don't even care to start that conversation, we are so excited that CC Hub Namibia is empowering young Namibian innovators through the provision of access to information. Now today on Novelty, we bring you an intersection between a business innovation and the art of storytelling, courtesy of CC Hub Namibia. Today we will be giving you ways or tips on how you can market your business through the art of storytelling. How amazing is that? Who would have ever thought innovation and storytelling? This is why this platform exists. My name is Aina Raiza, bringing you more discovery.
Hi everyone, my name is Mikey. I'm the founder and managing director of the startup consultancy Ambassador. And in my workshop, you will learn everything that needs to be known about the art of storytelling. So I think a lot of you may have heard about storytelling before. It's been a buzzword, people have used it quite a bit, but do you really know how you can use storytelling for business? Do you know which companies have super successfully used it in their marketing, in their PR strategy? And most importantly, what I will teach you as well is how to use storytelling for your pitch. How to create and really draft your own story, craft your own story in order to make it a powerful tool that will help you convince people to come on board as partners or maybe invest in your company. So this is really, really exciting because there's a lot to learn from those stories that have been told in the past and from those stories that are maybe still to be unraveled and undiscovered when you learn about the instruments and tools that you can use in order to tell your story. So all of this, you will learn what Barack Obama, Barbie, and a goldfish have to do with storytelling. I'm really, really excited to teach you. I can't wait to hear your stories once they're coming out after the workshop. Next three parts: storytelling in marketing, storytelling in PR, storytelling communications. I realize we have only very limited time, so it may be a lot, but since it's storytelling, I'll also show you some really cool examples, so it will be hopefully not too overwhelming. Storytelling in marketing. So what marketing does is usually you're trying to sell someone something, right? And then again, as I mentioned before, there's the traditional marketing. That's kind of, I call it in-your-face marketing. It's like, this is awesome, go get this deal, you know, banking reloaded, okay, it's nice image, but what does it tell me? Not so much. Does it stick? Not so much, you know? It's basically just product offering, you know. This has happened a lot and it's still happening a lot. But there's a lot of companies that have come to realize, again, what I was telling you earlier, is how if you apply storytelling to marketing, it does something to your customer, you know. It stays, it will be remembered, it will be liked, you know, so you create a different image also, not only about that product that you're trying to sell, you know, but about your whole company. And one example, because again, I want to show you that it's not only movies or ads with let's say proper storytelling from start to finish. Beautiful example is this one. Right? They just need one image to tell a whole story, you know? And what is the most important? So this could be for your fashion example, for example, right? This can be the ugly duckling story, you know? It can be one image. And again, the story, you're writing yourself in your head, you know? That story of transformation, that story of leaving the ordinary world where you were eating fatty stuff and you know, were probably gonna get problems with your heart because you were simply, you know, 200 pounds or something. And then you're deciding to leave the ordinary world. You're using Weight Watchers, but this is also a process that is being done, and this is what it does. So what I would like you to remember from this part is you move away in marketing from saying, this is how awesome we are, you know? You stop talking about yourself and your product. you're talking about the transformation and the power that it can have over your customers. So for example, the transformative story is what kind of movie that maybe a documentary or a movie that I'm producing can do to the audience. You're always thinking in service of your audience. This is what our product or solution can do with you, right? So in IT, it's also very, very easy. You could be like, we're an IT company, and you would be like, oh, well, we are fixing computers, da, da, da. But instead, you're saying, imagine your day-to-day work life in which you have a beautiful technical setup because you will be able to pursue your dreams on this computer. We're going to help you pursue your dreams, And it doesn't really matter the technical things that a lot of people would like to explain and how they work. It doesn't matter. Because it's a lot more important that the customer will see what is at the end of the journey. Yeah. So, to add that I'd like to show, one is a supermarket commercial. Think hero's journey when you watch this.
Why does life sometimes feel so wrong?
So the hero has again the call to adventure. Something is not right.
How you stay
Confronting enemies, thinking obstacles.
and all I can do, and all I can
This is the transformation going on change. And this is like Schwab, Edeka. Right? Very clear patterns of a hero's journey, including the growth, the habits that he goes through, and then how he comes back changed into his life. Alright. On this one. Next one. So again, they are not saying, hey, buy our blueberries, buy our fruit, it's only $2.99, something, something, It's like, this is what it will do to you cute kids if you eat healthy. Very clear message. Let's listen and watch more that I did. This is, there'll be something like, so this would be like your Woolworth, John Lewis in the UK. We also don't have it in Germany, but basically like a big department store. It's just so cute, you know? Alright, I don't think I need to say a lot more. There are two very clear heroes' journeys. There's a lot more if you're looking for them. There's also the lottery in Spain that tell beautiful stories. So, but also, yeah, think about it. If there are some local examples where the companies really understood that, yeah, that clause that they can unfold, I think, in people's head when they are telling stories as opposed to just doing product. Storytelling in public relations. So this is important for you if you're, for example, trying to appear in the press. You know, let's say you're pitching to Lazarus from the Namibian, and you would like a story about, you know, your company that everyone would love to appear in the newspaper or say on TV. Good morning, Namibia. So you get the contacts, yeah, and what at the moment probably 90% of the companies would do, they would write a press release and would be like, hey, we have this new cool feature, don't you want to write about it? It features this and this and this and this technicalities, right? But now that you know that this absolutely doesn't land, why? Because people are not interested in facts, in figures, and especially not in technicalities. What you could do is just tell your story if you have a very special one, you know? So I mentioned Jack Ma earlier. So if he had pitched Alibaba to the press, it would have been like, hey, so I've built the biggest online retailer in China, you know? Isn't that awesome? I'm doing 600 million in revenue every year. I've had a 58% year-to-year growth, whatever. You know, probably, well, the newspapers would have been like, yeah, but what about the other retailers? It's not interesting for us. So you want to think in, again, audience. How can you cater to the audience? A lot of people are pitching for the better of themselves, you know. So, but if you put yourself in the shoes of the reader of the newspaper or the viewer of Good Morning Namibia, you know, what would they be really interested in is if you have a story like Omar Muni, you know, so it's quite a famous designer from the Netherlands, who's doing leather products, you know. He fled Somalia when he was 9 years old. So he will talk about all the hardship that he went through, you know, on his journey to then finally making it to the Netherlands and then becoming a designer and what craftsmanship has meant for him, etc. If he had just pitched the leather products without a story, I don't think so. I don't think he would have done this. You know? So this is the biggest learning for public relations, that you can also use your story, and obviously first you would have to know how to tell it. This is where we were looking at the patterns, you know. It doesn't necessarily only have to be your own story, it could also maybe a customer story. I'm going to talk about customer stories in a little bit. The other thing is, if you're writing yourself, you know, let's say you're writing for a LinkedIn post and you're planning to do a big LinkedIn post, you know, there's a way of just writing and telling everything in terms of, again, like you're throwing in some numbers, whatever the story is. Or you could say, and immediately evoke images in people's head with your writing. So, Tommy Davis, I'm sure if you heard of him, quite famous African entrepreneur and business angel. I just found this the other day. Actually, it was just a few days, maybe a week ago or so. So his article that he wrote, and this apparently must have been a keynote that he held in London. So it starts like this. The journey of a tech founder, especially within the African context, is akin to navigating a vast ocean. The waters are sometimes calm, often unpredictable, but always full of potential. Today I want to share with you my own insights on how we can sail these waters, leveraging the winds of innovation, partnership, and determination to reach our desired shores. Yeah. I think again, he just created the most powerful entry I think that he can do, and us wanting to learn more. And I think again, everyone can relate to this that has been in entrepreneurship here, or has been an entrepreneur, about really this image of the vast ocean, etc. So very relatable, and then very graspable as well. Right. A lot of people, and I think this is also probably true for around the world, they feel like they can only tell their success stories. And this is also one of the biggest things I would like to change in your own minds. And Pixar tells us, this is actually a Pixar writer, he says, you will always admire a character more for trying than for their successes. Right? So when we hear about Jack Ma, it's going to be a lot more interesting for us to learn what he actually went through, or Omar Muni, Somalia. The learnings that he had when he was going on this really, really hard journey. It's nice to know that he made it in the end, but the success is that's not it, What will teach us a lot more is, and what we have a lot more empathy for, is the way and the journey, So don't always think that all you can do is highlight the success story. Yeah? Really talk about where you completely fucked up. It will make you a lot nicer, a lot more likable. Think of a date. Think of a date situation, and the person who's sitting in front of you is like, oh yeah, well, I'm overly successful, let me tell you about everything that I'm doing so great right now. Or that someone who's sharing very openly is like, well, yeah, this is where I am right now, but let me tell you, I had some major fuck-ups in my life, I mean, how much more likable is that person, right? And this is the same that you want to think about. You don't have to, just be this super successful entrepreneur now, You can be authentic. It's great if you didn't have fuck-ups, most of us, And this is also where we can learn the most as an audience, So, share what you're trying. The Pixar formula, also, the fairy tale formula, is the first tool I want to give you a hand. No matter if you want to talk about your product, talk about your personal brand, what you can do is try and use this formula, because this will set the scene immediately. Once upon a time, you can kind of match this with this hero's journey as well, Once upon a time there was this young girl, she was growing up in a village, she had big dreams. Every day she would go to school, but 4 out of 5 days the teacher was sick or whatever, she couldn't learn. But one day, so here we are already at the climax, that's the unknown one. But one day, something remarkable happened. She discovered whatever. Because of that, and this is how it ends. So no matter whether this is your rags to riches story, whether this is my search story, whether we have the rebirth story.
Hi, I'm Tangeni Matthews. I'm the founder and CEO of On Golf Technology. One of the top key points that I picked up is the golden cycle. The golden cycle is basically made up of 3 elements: why, how, and what. So generally, people when people present their ideas and startups, they start with what, how, and why. So, but the actual most effective way is to start the other way around, which is starting with why, how, and what. That's how you capture the people's attention. And also I've also picked up is how to capture people's attention, because they only have, a human only has attention span of 9 seconds, and a golden fish has 10, which is relatively higher than a person's. So basically what this means is that when you are presenting, you only have 9 seconds to capture the person's attention. And also when you are presenting, it's not always about what product you have. Also the story behind the product that you are having also matters. My last words would be that when you are presenting a product, you should also present yourself. The story behind how the product came about really plays a crucial role on the perspective of your audience.
So, hello, my name is Johanna Swarpoe. I'm a creative entrepreneur. I specialize in the fashion industry as a model and an accessory designer, amongst many other things.
Awesome. So, from a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this workshop and why?
So, I'm gonna give this workshop a 10 out of 10. A 10 out of 10 because it was very, very informative. It was engaging. There was space to breathe and just to process all the information that we consumed. I really appreciated the little breaks where we as attendees could also share with each other what our thoughts on different things were. It was amazing. The host was also very friendly, very informative and open to the audience that she had. She was very aware of who she was talking to and was catered for us. And one thing, because everything was really amazing, but there was a Duff commercial that she shared with us, which triggered a lot of emotion in me. Just the storytelling aspect of marketing, which was very interesting for me because I do work in the marketing industry as a model and then as a product producer as well. So I touch in that industry from different angles. So it was interesting to see how different companies have shared their stories and what the different methods are.
Okay. I really like this question because I was literally pondering upon that. I think for me as a business owner, it really brought back perspective of the structure aspect. Like there's that template that one can follow, right? It made me think about, am I hitting all the points when I'm pitching my business, when I'm pitching my work? Am I hitting on all the points, remembering to consider the client, what they want? Remembering to kind of go back to what was my why when it came to starting up with the business. They talked about the golden rule, I believe. And so it brought me back to thinking, hey, is my why still relevant with my values as a business owner, with where the business has evolved to? And I think also being a filmmaker, you are the business, you are the one pumping out a lot of the stories. So kind of looking back inside as a storyteller, what are my values today from the journey? What am I giving people? That reminder, because one can get lost in the corporate aspect of business, and it was that part was great.
All right, thank you.
Well, that is all the time we had for you on today's edition of Novelty. We will be back again next week, same time, same place, with more of your favorite discoveries that can possibly change your life.